Welcome to the Church Solutions Podcast, brought to you by JSL Solutions. The Church Solutions Podcast is designed to help equip you and your church in the use of technology and other tools and services. And now, here are your hosts, Steve Lacy and Phil Thompson.
So good to have everybody with us today on another edition of the Church Solutions Podcast.
Hi, my name's Steve Lacy.
And my name is Phil Thompson. Good to be with you, as I said. And we are a tech company called JSL Solutions, and we have products like streamingchurch.tv,
Church App Live, myflock.com, things like that.
Things like that. And one of the things we're going to talk about today is tech-related. So a little full disclosure here. We're going to talk about mobile apps. And as Steve just mentioned, we actually do produce a product called Church App Live, which is a mobile app. But we would still be doing this even if we didn't have a mobile app, right?
Right. And what are we doing?
We're going to talk about reasons your church should consider having a mobile app. Now, maybe you've thought about this before, but I'd encourage you to stick around a little bit because there's some thought-provoking ideas here that could be a good thing. You know, the church, all throughout the history of the church, I mean, we've always eventually used the latest technology. Eventually. I mean,
you say
papyrus.
We're laggards. We're slow to adopt, or
I don't know. We use papyrus to write the books. The letters, so to speak. That the prophets and everything used. You move along a little further. We finally adopted the printing press and started using that to actually print Scripture.
Yes, that was one of the first uses of the printing press when it was developed.
Exactly.
And we were pioneers back then.
There you go. And then, if you move up a little more, radio, has always been important part of Christian. That's kind of my roots are in Christian broadcasting and, of course, television and the Internet and all that good stuff. So all I'm saying is technology is here. Let's use it. And let's use it to help people and reach people. So we're going to talk about reasons you might consider having a mobile app for your church members.
And this would be also apply if you already do have a mobile app. Mm-hmm. These are some ideas on ways to leverage your app. Yeah,
you could do more with it.
Yeah,
and make it more effective. So anyhow, I think it goes without saying that Americans spend 71% of their digital time on mobile devices. Pretty amazing. That's almost 3 hours a day on them. Quite a bit.
Yeah, I wonder what that breakdown is like.
As far as when they're using it?
Or no, who? I know that. I'm on the computer all day, and so it would be really tough to have 71% of my time on.
But that's our livelihood. I mean, we're doing stuff on the computers all day. So,
and I wonder if the millennials are more in the.
Probably. Smart Insights is what gave us that stat. So I guess if you went to Smart Insights, maybe they might break it down a little bit. But I mean, for me, I'm on it when if I go somewhere and I have to wait in line for my prescription, or if I'm waiting for somebody at the doctor's office.
You sound like an old man.
I know. It's terrible, isn't it? It's frustrating.
Waiting for your prescriptions, waiting in the doctor's office.
I could get a little more graphic and tell you other places I pull it out. But anyhow, the idea is that people are on their mobile devices quite a bit. And it's even Sunday morning. There are people pulling up the Bible on their mobile device.
Phone? Yes, that's what I do.
And they're pulling up the Bible. There's many times people will do check-ins and those kind of things. Check in Facebook, check in whatever. So, I mean, everybody's using mobile devices. So why not take advantage of that and use it for something good?
Right. So our first, we're going over 8 reasons why you should have a mobile app.
We're calling it 8 reasons, but
yes. And number 1 was communicate with your target audience more effectively.
Communicate with your target audience more effectively. So, obviously there's email out there, there's Facebook, there's different mailings, there's handouts, all that stuff. They're all good forms of communication, but many times they're just easily missed or ignored by people. And so if you've got a smartphone, you've got something like that, you can use different means from your mobile app, like push notifications, can work very effectively. You can use this and customize your app to do certain things there. So you can target specific ministries in your church, with certain subscriptions. So you've got youth, children, adults, for those examples you could use. So if you want to really stay up to date on anything, you can set up to send and receive push notifications, and it's pretty hard to beat that on other platforms.
Yeah, because I'm sure 99% of the people that have a smartphone, their life somewhat revolves around that smartphone, and so what shows up on that on your smartphone is a key thing.
Yeah,
and so as opposed to sending a letter, making a phone call, doing if you can get to that real estate in their pocket immediately through a push notification right on their home screen, then
makes a big difference.
Yes.
So it's a good way to communicate. So if you've got a mobile app and you're not using that effectively, think about that a little more. Target your audience more.
All right, number 2.
Increase the giving opportunities. And I really like this, not just because I do a little part-time executive pastor stuff, although I am concerned about the budget at my church and stuff, but I found this out that when we got our mobile app and started using it and started to communicate to people that they could use it to give online as well as some of these other things we're going to talk about, our giving went up and has stayed up. And so giving online is a great opportunity. In fact, 39% of young Christians claim to give once a month to the church online. Oh. So it's a great way. So you can, tithes, donations. You don't want to give your church members an opportunity to participate. I mean, who wouldn't want to give that opportunity, right? It's a great opportunity. And as you and I are both kind of like this, but we're not millennials. But as we know, we had a young man on here a few weeks ago that is kind of an expert on millennials. He's a millennial himself. Can't think of his name right now. Zach. There we go. Zach was on a few weeks ago.
Yeltsin?
And yep. And Zach was talking about millennials and reaching millennials. Well, most people understand that most millennials don't carry cash or checks. I don't either. I'm not a millennial, but I don't either. But they like just the giving, the digital experience, and using, donating online is another way that they can contribute.
It's. I have kids that are millennials, and their whole, currency-wise is going through Venmo or PayPal or any of those. Yeah. Even I'll have their friends, and treat them for lunch, and they'll go, you want me to, I can Venmo you some money later, or I'll send you money to help pay for the bill, and I'm like, no, don't worry about it. So they don't have cash, they're not throwing a 20 at me. They're saying, hey, let me Venmo you some money.
Yeah, and so, again, this is a great opportunity. So if you're not really using your mobile app to help people, contribute, you're missing out here. And, when it comes to giving, people do have preferences. And so your church needs to make sure that you meet everybody's giving preferences, or you're leaving some money on the table, so to speak, if I can say that. So with the mobile apps, sending a push notification at the end of the year to meet the budget, another great way to help, effectively increase your giving. And again, with the right platform, you can even have a push notification sent when users enter your church, rendering them an opportunity to give. Now, that's, again, it's all depends on.
You don't want to abuse that.
Yeah, you don't want to abuse it. It's all your culture of your church and what you want to do. But the bottom line is it's a great tool.
Yeah, that would actually be kind of scary. I can't imagine people doing that. But
some people do it.
Some churches, you show up with the app and it.
Just saying.
It says it knows you're here, so it's time to give. Welcome and all right.
Welcome and give us your money. All right, so let's move on here.
So number 3, create some excitement within your church.
If you have an app already, or if you don't have an app, but if you're going to do something, creating an opportunity to launch it. Making, honestly, kind of a big deal about it is good for a couple reasons. One, it creates that energy in your church. Hey, something new is here, something opportunities are here. Mm-hmm. So I think it really gives people, again, an opportunity to get excited about what they're doing. And you can have a small church and still do this. It doesn't have to be a big deal anymore, and there's platforms out there and different apps. Obviously, we have one, as I said earlier, we can talk about later. But it creates some excitement. It creates some positive vibes, so to speak. Hey, we got an app here. Maybe you've had an app for a while. You should reconsider relaunching it,
promoting
it again, and giving it, maybe give it a little facelift. But it just creates that positive flow in your church.
All right, number 4.
Number 4, one simple place to keep teachings and other resources. Your talk series, your messages. It's a great place. So, I've had arguments from people saying, well, I don't really want a mobile app because we have a website that's responsive. People can just go to our website. Okay, good point. I don't know about you, though, that when I go to pull up somebody's website, I usually have to jump through at least a couple hoops to do it. And then when I get to the website, I got to look for what I'm looking for.
There's different purposes, too. The website's typically externally facing to people outside the church to draw them into the church. I mean, there are some aspects that for those that are part of the church. But people that have a mobile app are not going to install your app unless they're part of the church. So you can dedicate it to be more inwardly focused or focused towards your members, so it's useful for those that are committed to your church.
Exactly.
So having your teaching notes, videos, that sermon information available right on their phone, right in the app, it would be, it would take a prominent spot. You can kind of design the app to be geared towards your members, as opposed to your website maybe geared towards,
new people, visitors.
What to expect, and that's sort of thing.
So I mean, for the app, I can pull it up. If I want to catch up on the message, I can listen to it. If I want to give online, we just mentioned, I can easily do it. Click of a button. I can go to the area where we have some notes or resources. I can post a prayer request. I can, if I need to look up, if you have a membership directory, which we do, I can go on there, and if I need to find somebody's phone number, I need to talk to them about something, or somebody's having an event at their home. Where do they live? I can't remember. I can just pull it right up. I don't have to go searching through different tabs on the website and all that stuff. There's a button there. It says whatever it might be. So I think it's one simple place that you, as you just mentioned, those who are members, regular attenders, can pull this up, and they can use it to connect with people.
All right. So that's number 4. Number 5.
Number 5 is mobile apps can actually help volunteers actually respond to you.
Yeah, so you can get them to respond to you, huh? So This is, again, a good example of using the push notifications.
Right. It is, and you can do different things with it, but I think sending those things out and connecting with people right away, as opposed to endless emails or other means that get ignored. I had a staff person this week. I must have sent her six text messages before I finally got a response. And I got a response, and then it's like it wasn't an answer to my question. So then I had to respond again saying, "Did you get my other message?" Or if it's like you and I try to send you a text message, you never get it.
Don't come at all, huh?
Yeah. So I think you can tailor your app to help those of you who are involved in your ministry, helping you as a volunteer, or even as a staff person, perhaps. Connect with you quicker and better, and respond and get the job done, so to speak.
We've got a little bit of a personal story in our notes here about a church that was short on nursery volunteers, and so it's a little bit sneaky, but they sent out a push notification to everyone that had in the church that had the app, and said, "We need your help this Sunday. Can you help?" And they got a remarkable response to serve, as opposed to going other means.
And obviously you don't want to overdo that stuff, but I think if you're in a genuine need once in a while, I think putting that out there can help.
Right. So the number 6 reason to have a mobile app
can really help your budget. It can reduce other costs of your budget. So and it's something that I'm still threatening to do at my church. I haven't done it yet. But I really, some churches are going away from bulletins. They're going away from printed programs. We call them programs at the church. And they're going away from that because they're putting the information on the app. And so when you walk in, or even before you walk in, you can pull up your app and pull up the program.
All right.
Digital.
Yeah.
On the app.
I've not visited a church that's been doing so. They'll have we don't have a program, but download this app from the App Store, and you can have all the info you need for this Sunday.
Now, see, what I would do, and again, I don't know if it's going to happen anytime soon, but I would still have material for newer people. I would still have, like, welcome to our church kind of a deal, and if you're new here, here's what to expect, and here's who we are, and, you know, here's whatever, the leadership
That's not the
team.
bulletin, right?
But that's not really the bulletin. You could put that in your app, I guess, but as you said earlier, the people that are going to have the apps are going to be people that are regular attenders, probably. But if you are, you know, and let me clarify this a little bit. This is what happens in my church, and I think it happens in yours too, because I used to be at your church. You get up and you make announcements, and most of those announcements have images. They're on the screens. So, you know, we got so-and-so going on this weekend, you know, and there's an image of it, you know what I mean? And we got this coming up. We got a membership class coming up November 12th. We got this coming up. It's all on the screen. And there's somebody up there usually talking about it. Why do you need a program if you've already got that stuff? I mean, you could argue, well, the person takes that home and they can remember, but, I mean, you know, I don't know. So I would just continue to have brief announcements, have the slideshow going with images. Here's what's going on. Here's what's happening. We'd love you to be a part. Use a connection card. Have a connection card for people to fill out. If they have a prayer request, if they want more information on something, you know, have all that stuff available, but don't have a program anymore. And have stuff, you know, if you want to give them something, if they're new, to make them feel comfortable, then, you know, like I said earlier, give them something about here's the church, here's who we are, welcome to our church, thanks for coming. That kind of a thing. Makes sense?
Well, it'd be interesting to see. I mean, I'm always all for the digital and kind of the early adopter kind of guy, but there's a lot of people that would be, I would think, would be kind of turned off by the fact that, what happened to my paper thing? I used to take this and
absolutely
hold on to it all day long.
Some people don't like change. So it's probably going to be a process for me. But I do know churches that are doing this. And, you know, it's a lot of them are new churches, and that's the culture that they already have.
Right.
So we have a culture. Most churches have a culture of here's some kind of a program. Although I remember going to church in the late 70s and early 80s, and there wasn't any programs in some of the ones I went to. You know, so it just depends on your background and who you do. But again, I think using technology is a great way to do this. And if you have a program that's on your app, you can always take it home. And if you forget what time something started, you don't go running through the house looking for the bulletin that's in the trash can or lined in the bird cage. It's, you know, you have it on your phone. Just pull it up. Oh, here it is right here.
So this was all under the point of reducing costs. So
exactly.
You get rid of your printing cost.
Thanks for bringing this route back to home.
Yes.
We spend a lot of money on programs. We're a small church, and we spend a lot of money on programs. And then folding it, you know, you can get volunteers to do that. And, but, you know, you can save money on all that stuff. Plus, it's good for the environment. You don't have to tear down a tree.
All right. So number 7 on our list.
Create opportunities for members to connect. So we're getting back to this thing about connecting with people. But again, members, you know, if you have a prayer board, you know, like our app, you have an opportunity, if you want to use it, you can use a prayer board, you know, and post prayer request. On our app, the one that we promote for our company, you know, there's a Twitter button so people can follow, you know, the pastor if he's on Twitter or she's on Twitter, Facebook.
Right, and I mean, back on the prayer on ours, it will, if you post a prayer request and you have the opportunity to say, I'm praying for this, they'll get a push notification from saying,
that's right.
You know, Mary is praying for this. So it allows people to connect with each other and make the prayer request known throughout the, you know, community of the within the church.
And again, you know, we have, if you want to use it on our app, there's a membership directory if you choose to use it. And so, again, people can, you know, connect with different members in the church. They want to go do something and they forgot their address or forgot their phone number or email. You know, it's all in a membership directory if you do it right.
So there's tools to allow the members to connect with each other.
Exactly.
Through all kinds of different routes.
Yeah, and it's all right there within the app. So you pull the app up and it's right there. You can find it there. So, again, it's to me, it's creating opportunities. And the bottom line is this. If you want people to start coming to your church and stay coming, they have to make friends. I mean, somebody can go and enjoy the sermon every week and maybe enjoy the music, but if they don't make friends, if they don't eventually connect and get involved in some manner in your church, there's a good chance they're not going to be around after 6 months.
Yeah,
just the way it is.
Very true.
And so when you use technology like a mobile app to help people get connected, it creates an environment of, hey, we want you to be a part of things. You're welcome here. We value your input, those kind of things, and it creates community. So there you have it.
All right, number 8 on our list.
Number 8, last but not least.
8 reasons to get a mobile app for your church.
8 reasons. They're very affordable now. I mean, it used to be when this whole thing first came out, you had a mobile app if you were a big church.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a big church anymore to have a nice mobile app.
Right.
And that's the bottom line.
Yes. Being on the development side, the cost to develop a mobile app for a particular customer were just enormous. But there's companies out there like ours that make it very affordable.
That's true. And the real point of technology, of church technology, is we want to improve the faith formation. And if a church has a mobile app, it can save your church time, it can save your church money, and it can again help you fulfill your purpose, your mission, your calling. And if you do the mobile app right, and that's why we said at the very beginning of this podcast, look, if you already have a mobile app, or if you've thought about it, think about it again and relook at it again. And, are you using your mobile app, if you have one, are you using it to its maximum benefits?
Right.
And if you don't have one, you've thought about it before, hopefully these points we brought up here might stimulate you to consider, maybe I should get an app. It might be something. It's easy. For people to get it now, it's easy. Just go to Google Play Store, or if you're an Apple person,
right,
go to the Apple Store. And,
and if you're
free.
If you're one of our customers of Streaming Church or any of our other products, you have access to, a lot of people don't realize, they have access to the mobile app already.
Yeah,
so
we can shamelessly plug ourselves. We have Church App Live, so if you just want an app, churchapplive.com. And as you just said, if you have one of our other products, if you have streamingchurch.tv, which is our obviously streaming video thing, you already have access to a mobile app.
Yeah, a lot of churches don't realize that they have access
already
to it.
there. And it's free. It comes with no extra charge, I should say. And even if you're a myflock.com customer, which is websites, church management stuff, you have access already to a mobile app. Now, we can do a little more for you. We can customize it and brand it. When we say brand it, describe what branding means for people.
Okay, well, our app, the way it works right now is you can go in and, if you're a customer, and customize the app. And when someone launches Church App Live for the very first time, it knows where they are, and it will say, "Here's a nearby church," and you identify your church.
Right.
And then every subsequent launch,
it's locked in.
It's locked in, so
there.
it's keyed into your church, and
right.
so there's they go that route. But they're running Church App Live on their phone. We also have the ability to create a branded app, where the app would be found in the app stores by the church's name,
right.
So and they can have their own artwork and their own buttons and that sort of thing.
So sunny Tucson, if I start a church and I call it Sunshine Tucson Church or whatever, I could actually, have you brand it with that name, and I could even get some customized things done. Even though the Church App Live version, which you can do a lot of customizing yourself. We can help you with that too, but you can actually do even more customizing if you want the thing to launch a drone or something and fly over. No, I'm just kidding. But if you wanted to do a little more stuff, we can customize it for you for just a one-time branding fee.
Right.
Yeah, and then it's always going to be a monthly fee unless you have other products. And it's included.
Right.
If that makes any sense. But yeah, if you have questions about it, just send us an email.
So these
top
8 reasons for why your church should have a mobile app.
Well, I think it's something to consider. But I'd love to get some feedback from people. Maybe you think it's just a bad idea. We'd love to hear from you. So you can send us an email, support@streamingchurch.tv. We'd love to get your feedback, your takeaway on this. Maybe some suggestions. Maybe you think, it's just I've tried apps, they're no good, we don't like them. Well, I'd love to hear from you. Love to get your feedback and see what you think about it. We're all about helping churches reach people and use technology to do that. So that's why we do what we do here, and that's part of our Church Solutions podcast. So we are done.
All right,
for
sounds
today.
Great.
All right, good. Okay, well, he is Steve Lacy. My name is Phil Thompson. And without further ado, we will move on here. We hope that you have a great day, and we will catch you next time on another edition of the Church Solutions Podcast. Take care.